to stay fresh, ma. I don't shop with a rec spot.
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
You ready?
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. Happy birthday to the late, absolutely great Whitney Houston. Wow. She would have been 60 years old today. Definitely, it sounds so good just listening to that song. Andy, that was a nice choice. Thank you so much. We miss her. We definitely miss Whitney Houston for sure. Today we have a great show lined up for you, and as always, you are more than welcome to put in a phone call to us. Go ahead and call us on the phone if you should deem necessary. You can do that by calling 1-800-920-1580. And you can also join us right now in our YouTube chat, which is always fun. I welcome you to do that. And the other members of this community welcome you to do that as well. I promise you everybody in there is lively and happy. So definitely go ahead and join us there. You can also use our open mic feature on the KBLA 1580 app. That's so cute when I listen to your voices and you're saying hello or you're giving your opinions on certain matters. I love hearing that, so feel free to do that as well. That Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston. Powerful. Honestly, truly, in all honesty, my favorite voice ever. Number one ever. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that same way as well. So definitely a shout out to her. We will get into a question of the day in just a little bit, and this one actually comes from O.J. Simpson. If you've listened to me for any number of months, you would know how I feel about when O.J. Simpson speaks. But I have a question that I will ask of all of you in just a little while, because I want to know, does he make a valid point in something? So we will get to that in just a little bit as well. Today, I'm looking forward to having a conversation with our entertainment contributor. Today, we're going to break down that one topic that we weren't able to get to yesterday, which was about Raven-Symoné. I'm probably not going to ever call her that. Well, I did call her that to her face when I got to interview her on the carpet. I said, okay, Raven-Symoné, just out of respect. But we all know her as Raven-Symoné. We're going to talk about what she did procedures-wise, because that does work for certain people in the entertainment industry. But we're going to talk about those beauty standards and what they mean, and have they always been there, and what are we trying to get back to? What is the ultimate goal here? So we'll break that down with our entertainment contributor. But we're also set to have a fantastic interview with none other than R&B singer, the Michel'le. Now, I grew up listening to Michel'le. I'm excited to have this conversation with her. This is ahead of a performance that she is going to be involved in tomorrow. She's going to be singing at tomorrow. In fact, we will have some tickets to give away. So you know what? Those of you who are listening right now, lucky you, because you are able to get the special word of the day. The special word right now in honor of Whitney Houston is nippy. That is the special word. The special word is nippy. So when I tell you to give us a call, you will call in. You're going to talk to Andy, and we'll assign what number caller we are going to ask for. But the key word is nippy. You got to give them that word. So good for you if you're listening right now. And for those who are going to come in later, they're not going to get that opportunity to join us tomorrow. But I think that is the rundown. That is the breakdown, huh, Andy? Let's give it to him just for just to be in sync with everything.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
The breakdown is exactly what I told you it's going to be. I wanted to do it just because I wanted to hear it, and probably you are used to hearing that as well. We're going to get to all of that and more on the other side. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on The Raw Report.
You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to K-Trip, where we play all the best classic water-wasting hits like watering your lawn during the hottest time of the day and leaky faucets. They're tunes from another time because now that we face a hotter, drier future, every drop counts. Despite an extremely wet winter, keep using less water, fixing leaks, and reusing indoor water for your garden. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more ways to conserve. Up next, brushing your teeth with the water on. K-Trip.
Dominique DePrima, KBLA Talk 1580. Hey, did you know that you can buy a home without making a 20% down payment? That's right. Having a large down payment actually does come with advantages like no mortgage insurance, lower monthly payments, and things like that. But there are lots of different types of loans that could be a fit for your situation. Some of them involve little or no down payment. Whatever your financial goals are, U.S. Bank Access Commitment Initiative can help support you in reaching them. Access your financial goals at usbank.com/access. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hosting a barbecue is a breeze, but managing my frequent heartburn, that was a lot more work. I would chew up to 10 antacids in one day. Now I take just one Prilosec OTC, and my heartburn is blocked for a full 24 hours. Just one Prilosec OTC a day gives me one-and-done heartburn relief, so I can go back for seconds on my world-famous burgers.
Prilosec OTC. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build and inform and engage electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Raw Report
with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, all right. I want to ask this question before we get into our topics of the day and this interview for today. I want to ask this question. If you have been listening or watching any of the news, you'll know that Henry Ruggs III was sentenced today. He was a wide receiver, football player. He had a crash, and he was speeding in 2021 in Las Vegas, and he was a Raider, right, Andy? So he was on the Raiders team, in Las Vegas, and he had a crash that killed a woman and her dog. This was in 2021. So he was sentenced today to 3 to 10 years. Okay? He was sentenced to 3 to 10 years. Now, O.J. Simpson, I'm not even going to play the audio for you guys, but O.J. Simpson ends up doing a video, and he was like, listen, something's not adding up here. The math ain't mathing, all right? O.J. Simpson wants to know why Henry Ruggs III was only given 3 to 10 years when in his case for armed robbery and kidnapping, no one was killed, no one was injured. He went into a hotel room to retrieve his items that were rightfully his. He was sentenced to 9 to 33 years. He says the same city, the same court, everything like that. So I want to know, were they just trying to make an example of O.J. Simpson? Was his sentencing excessive? I am asking you that in our YouTube poll. Feel free to go ahead and answer that, and we will get to all of that later. Let's go ahead and get into our entertainment contributor of the day. You all know him. You love him. So do I. This is Avi Bernard. Hey, Avi.
Hey, Robin. Great to be with you as always.
As always. Thank you so much. And, I always enjoy having conversations with you, Avi, because you be breaking it down. But before we move into our topic of the day, I want to get your input on this. O.J. Simpson speaking up, talking about, he feels like he was given an excessive sentencing in lieu of what we just watched with Henry Ruggs III. He was only given 3 to 10 years and will likely not do that whole amount. So what are your thoughts about that? Was that excessive for O.J.? Were they making him an example?
Oh, boy. O.J., dude. Come on, man. First of all, the first thing is that, yes, they were making an example of O.J. Of course they were. White people were so mad that O.J. got off. They were so mad, even though they only got off because of their racism. Even O.J. did it, all right? I've been saying this for a long time, and black people get mad at me for this, but obviously he did that. I'm saying, I believe, he killed Nicole Brown Simpson and the fellow with the glasses, Goldman. And I believe he murdered them, and they're making an example out of him, not just because they don't like him, but because they feel like he got away with murder, and I think they're right about that. Second thing is, he said that he broke into to steal what was rightfully his. Listen, O.J., when you get your stuff taken because of a civil lawsuit, it's no longer yours. So it's not rightfully yours. You went in and you stole some stuff that was taken from you because you're a murderer, and I don't want to hear anything you have to say. That's
okay. That's fair.
That's where I stand on. That's where I stand on O.J.
Okay. Well, all of that is fair.
But I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. But in terms of Henry Ruggs, very tragic situation. A star at the University of Alabama, and which is obviously the college football mecca. And he comes to the Raiders, plays one season, and he is involved in a DUI, and he kills a young woman and her dog. And he deserves to do jail time. I'm not an expert on sentencing, but he deserves to do jail time for sure. And it's a horrible thing that he put that young woman and her family through.
Oh yeah.
Because of being irresponsible.
Okay. Well, we'll continue to keep this poll up in our YouTube chat. However, as of right now, 80% of people say that O.J. was excessively sentenced. So, so we'll see where that goes. 20% of you say no. Let's go ahead and move forward and talk about the beauty standards of where we happen to live. We are in the Mecca. We are in Los Angeles, where everybody wants to come and everybody wants to be a star. Avi, you know that. And Raven Simone, who has been a child star, she's reached heights that maybe most people won't even understand because she's done it all. She's consistently worked throughout the years. We all know her from the Cosby Show, and she was so cute, and she was, under a lot of pressure, just being in the spotlight and continuing on with her career. She's now revealed that she had liposuction and 2 breast reductions by the age of 18. This is all before the age of 18, which I cannot even fathom. It's hard for me to believe that on one hand, just because she was so young, but on the other hand, of course, I get it. I see it because I see the type of pressure that people are under. And come to find out, it was her own father that suggested her. He encouraged that she would get these procedures done because she was being shamed for her weight. And she said she ultimately had a little bit of complication with her first surgery, but she doesn't regret it. But, yeah, let's talk about that. Avi, I want to hear your vantage point on this. We are more so, I know, talking about women in the industry, but I know it applies to men as well. But the women in the industry are under such scrutiny that it does make you look at yourself and say, what can I get done? What should I get done? Give me your thoughts on all that, Avi.
Yeah, it's really sad that there is a double standard because women are attacked for their looks much more often. And what's funny about it, mostly sad but a little bit funny, is that a lot of times, especially on social media, the person calling out some beautiful woman for some minor flaw is the ugliest man you can possibly imagine. and men feel like they can call women out for having something that they deem to be an imperfection, while they themselves ain't hit a gym since 1981. And so it's really, if there is a double standard, and even outside of the entertainment industry, you are in the beauty mecca, as you said, of Los Angeles, but even outside of the industry and all over the place, all over the country and all over the world, women are made to think that their worth is tied to their physical dimensions. And this is obviously, this was the case with Raven, Simone, as you said, and I think it's sad because maybe the saddest part is that her dad encouraged it.
Yeah.
You know, it's really telling that the person in your life who is supposed to be encouraging you and taking care of you is telling you to do this, and maybe I don't know the dynamics of her relationship with her father, but he was maybe he was more worried about her career than her mental health. And that's just really sad.
Yeah. And I'm not even sure that mental health was really a discussion back in those days. Raven Simone is a grown woman now, but maybe she didn't have the language to really even voice her opinion, or maybe she just didn't feel any kind of way about it until now. And seemingly she doesn't even have a problem with it. I think she was just being more informative by letting us know that it was her dad who encouraged her. But it's such a trip. You know, when I look at the ways in which it was in the 90s and the 2000s, it doesn't seem like they went through so much scrutiny. It feels like now more than ever, women are being looked at and discriminated against because of one thing or another, in that if you don't look a particular way, and actually, let's just talk about this. The social norms are completely different. Back in those days, it was you needed to be six figure, like, you know, super thin or slim. You needed to have almost no curves in order to be accepted in that industry, and which is why Raven was, which is why she was being shamed and she was under that kind of pressure. Nowadays, it's almost like if you don't have those curves, if you don't have, you know, what are the dimensions here? The 36, 30, what is it? 30, men know. Come on, tell me. What is 34, 36, whatever.
36, 24, 36.
There it is. There it is.
5'3". Only if she's 5'3", in the words of Michel'le.
Right. Well, it seems as though we've pushed our social norms to a completely different end of the spectrum, and now if you don't adhere to what those standards are, then you are not fit, or now you are being scrutinized. So it's so weird how we played that, but also interesting, Avi, that those same women, a lot of those same women who did adhere to those social standards and they went and got the surgeries and made their bodies look to what they felt or they were being told that society would accept them by, they're now saying, I reject all of this, and I'm taking all of this stuff out of my body because I want my original body back. So I think it's so interesting what we're looking at here, because nowadays you hear the conversation being stirred, and people are talking about wanting to go back to the around-the-way girl, the girl who wears less makeup, the girl who does not have any curves. She's just, the Halle Berrys. People are looking at Aaliyah, who, rest in peace, Aaliyah, but she was, she was considered very sexy at that time, very, very sexy, and people want to go back to that. Is that sort of the conversation that you're hearing as well?
I think more and more I'm hearing be yourself. Aaliyah was amazing because she was herself 100% of the time. Just a beautiful young woman, not only just talented, but just seemingly a really great person. And she was herself, and she rocked her own style. She was who she wanted to be. And I think that's the most important thing about being a woman. When you have that confidence, it's just like, I know that women find it sexy in men, but it goes both ways. You have that confidence and you're yourself, and you're not trying to be something that you're not, then that is really attractive. And as you said, the tables have turned. And Ravens, in the day when she got her liposuction and breast reduction, it was you were supposed to be a stick figure, but now you got everyone falling all over themselves trying to get these implants gotten disproportionate dimensions, because you can tell. You got these skinny legs and you got these implants in your behind, and it's obviously fake. And that to me doesn't look good. And so I think it's just be yourself. Take care of yourself mentally and physically, and that's the way to live your best life.
Okay, fair enough. I want to go and ask you, obviously you weren't on our conversation, you weren't a part of our conversation that we had yesterday with Niele Anderson, which I thought was a really good one. And when we were talking about Tory Lanez yesterday, and Tory Lanez' sentencing, and Megan Good, and where the support lies, which side will people go to? And it seems to be split. There's a lot of support for Megan. However, a lot of people are saying free Tory Lanez and all of this stuff. I want to get your thoughts on the fact that there were several people, JT from the City Girls, there was Iggy Azalea, there were several people, women, in fact, who actually had some sort of support in one way or another towards Tory Lanez, and they're now being criticized for that move. Give me your overall thoughts on that whole thing. You and I, we talked about it. You were surprised. Were you surprised that he got 10 years sentencing?
I don't know if I was surprised. I think it's not surprising that a black man is given a sentence that seems like it's potentially excessive. But I also don't know all the details of that night. And when you're shooting somebody, there's a chance that they're going to die from that wound that you're inflicting upon them. And I've always been confused by people who are supportive of Tory Lanez, because the dude shot her. I don't care what was going on that night, whether you're using drugs and alcohol and how hard y'all are partying. Unless you are in fear of your own life, ain't no reason for you to pull that gun out and point it at her and pull the trigger. And so the fact that he did that to her, and people were at first people didn't even believe her. People were dogging her out when these allegations first came out.
True.
And it was like, are you serious? And that's the whole thing about not believing women. And you have something like this happen when this dude who has one good song in the first place, and now people want to jump all over his bandwagon. Dude, I don't think we should free Tory Lanez. I think he deserves to be in jail. Whether he deserves to be in jail for 10 years, I don't know.
Right.
That's another discussion. But definitely. I don't understand all of the support for Tory Lanez when he did something horrible. He should pay the consequences.
Okay, good to get your thoughts on that. I want to move on and ask you about this Jordan Woods. We're talking about bodies and stuff. Jordan Woods kind of came up and is killing the game right now. For those who don't know, she was best friends with one of the Kardashian sisters, Kylie Jenner, and she was sort of ostracized.
Excommunicated?
Sure, we'll go with that too. Yes. In that time, I'm not going to get into that backstory, but during that time, she has really come up as an entrepreneur, as a model, as a social influencer, all of these types of things, and very successful at the time, or right now, as of now. But it happened during that time that she had her break from the Kardashians, which has been several years. Jordan Woods is talking about, I want to get your thoughts on this, Avi. She's talking about money and how not to talk money with your friends. I thought this was really interesting because I don't know that we talk about this often enough, just within our own friendships. And again, there seems to be so much flexing online where you almost want people to think you have a lot of money, or you want people to ask you about your money. She says she does not talk about money unless they're doing a business deal. She wants it in writing, and then she doesn't want to talk about it anytime after that. Give me your thoughts on that. Do you agree, or how do you roll?
I think that if you're talking to your friends about ways y'all can all make money, that's a good thing.
Come on now.
If you're talking,
do you have that though, Avi? Do you have a group of friends that I love my friends, by the way, but oftentimes I look at Angela Yee and Jasmine Brand and their friend group, and they're all buying buildings together and making money together. Do you have something like that in your own life?
I've never partnered with someone to buy a building, but I have talked a lot of business with my friends, and I think that's a very positive thing. That's how a lot of great ventures start. A lot of times we don't have the resources on our own to make something happen, but when we pool our resources together, we can really do something. And it has to do with people you trust, and you do have to, as Jordan said, put it in writing, because handshake deals, that's how friendships get ruined. So put things in writing, but I think it's very wise. As long as you have trust in that person and you have that good rapport, then who better to go into business with?
Amen and amen. Well, I am currently reading the book by Jeezy called Adversity for Sale. I'm listening to it on my audio. It's an audio book. And he's talking about business. I'm trying to get equipped myself before I start getting into business with anybody else, for that matter, just similar to what you said. I need to get my own weight up, right? So we do that by learning from other people. And Jeezy, currently right now, I told you guys yesterday, that's something that I did not want you to miss. And I'm on top of it. I'm already listening to it, and it is already it's at the top of my list. So anyway, when we come forward, though, Avi, I don't know if we're still going to have you with us, but I want you to hold on with us. When we come forward, I'm still looking forward to having this fantastic conversation with Michel'le. We're going to do that on the other side and possibly have Avi with us still on the other side as well. You are listening to The Raw Report right now, news, traffic, and sports.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, BB, and you're listening to me on The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A witness in the Riverfront Brawl in Montgomery, Alabama, says a racial slur was used before the fight broke out last weekend. That's according to a newly released court document. The mother of one of the victims made the allegation in a sworn statement. A Utah man who allegedly made threats against President Biden is dead after an FBI raid. ABC News says the man was shot and killed at a Provo residence when special agents tried to serve arrest and search warrants. The president is in Utah as part of a tour of Western states. The Houston, Texas Police Officers Union reportedly is unhappy about the upcoming return of Travis Scott to a local stage. The rapper has a concert scheduled at Toyota Center not quite 2 years after a crowd crush at his Astroworld Festival resulted in 10 deaths. Online ticket sales indicate the show is scheduled for October 19th with a possible second show. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
In Anaheim Hills, 91 East Bennett, the 241 got that crash moving its way over to the right shoulder. It's still going to be a slow ride, though, all the way from the 57. South LA on the 105 westbound right at the 110. A disabled vehicle has the left lane blocked. Also on the 110 northbound right after Vernon Avenue. Got a crash in the left lane in a SIG alert in Porter Ranch, 118 East Bennett, Reseda Boulevard. A brush fire blocking that ramp.
Wendy's is open until midnight or later, which means all your favorite menu items are up later, too. the Baconator still tastes just as juicy and bacony at night. So listen to that craving and turn in for the night at a Wendy's drive-thru. Hours may vary at participating U.S. Wendy's.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Rams defensive end Aaron Donald has a Super Bowl ring and has won NFL Defensive Player of the Year 3 times. He's recognized as one of the NFL's all-time best defensive linemen. Despite the hype, Donald has been the most motivated player in the Rams training camp. The 10-year veteran said he's got a lot to prove heading into the 2023 season. Last year, Donald had a career-low 5 sacks and only 10 tackles for a loss. The 5 sacks snapped a streak of 5 straight seasons where Donald had at least 11 sacks. He also missed the last 5 games of the season with an ankle injury. Donald is healthy and on a mission. The Dodgers wrap up their 2-game series in Arizona tonight. The Dodgers are 8-2 in their last 10 games. They now have the second-best record in the National League behind Atlanta. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gotta stay fresh, ma. House shot with a rec spot.
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
Be ready for extreme heat in your area. On days when extreme heat is expected, take action to keep your home as cool as possible. Set your air conditioner to 78 degrees. If AC isn't available, close blinds and curtains on all windows and run fans counterclockwise. Or find your nearest cooling center. Transportation help may be available. Learn more at heatreadyca.com. Brought to you by the state of California.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look. And unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So, let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California, once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at a gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event. Or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it. Together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for education as a right, not a privilege. Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science is a private, non-profit, community-founded, student-centered university committed to cultivating diverse health profession leaders who are dedicated to social justice and health equity for underserved populations. CDU does this through outstanding education, clinical service, and community engagement. Recently, Charles Drew University made history by opening only the 5th medical school at an historically black university. Congratulations, South LA, and congratulations to the dean of the medical school, Dr. Deborah Proto-Stitt. CDU is now training doctors and providing $90 million in annual economic benefit to Watts and surrounding neighborhoods. To apply for medical school, get more information, or sign your child up for the Junior Doctors Saturday School program, visit cdrewu.edu. That's cdrewu.edu. At KBLA, we are dedicated to equity in education and ending healthcare apartheid, and we don't back down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. What's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hello? What's your only girl? You're all I think about. You're the only girl for me. You're all I think about. You're special. You know I love you. You say you love me, and I think that is true. But every night my girl tells me I should watch you.
You are listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Welcome on in here. If you are just joining us, we just had a great conversation with our entertainment contributor today, Avi Bernard. I want to thank him so much for joining me today. He's always so insightful, and it's always a great conversation with him. But like I told you earlier, we have a great ticket giveaway. I hope that you got my special word of the day, because we will be giving those tickets away very, very shortly. But for right now, like I told you before, R&B singer who rose to fame in the early 90s with chart-topping songs such as this one right here that you were listening to, No More Lies and Something in My Heart, and also known for her very beautiful and unique voice, which I love, in more ways than one. She was also one of the members on the TV One reality show R&B Divas Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michel'le. Hello to you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for calling in today. We're excited to have a conversation with you, but I'm actually even more excited to see you perform tomorrow. Can you let us know how you're feeling, ahead of your performance tomorrow at the Soul Sets at the Park event?
I'm excited because I'm there. I'm coming to see Switch.
Okay.
So, y'all coming to see me. I'm going to see Switch.
I know that's right. Give me your favorite Switch song.
Oh, They'll Never Be probably is one of my all-time favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, you are right. We are coming to see you. We're also coming to see Switch as well. But, you are just one of those people that, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had the opportunity, number one, to see you perform live, because you're hardly in LA. I know you are traveling all around and you're performing all around, but we get the privilege of watching you perform some of your great songs, and that's very, very exciting tomorrow, because I've been there a couple of weeks ago, and it's definitely a vibe over there happening at the Hollywood Park Casino over in Inglewood, and it's a vibe. I'm looking forward to this.
Well, I've never done the venue, so I'm excited as well. I've heard about it. I heard it's nice, and I can't wait to get there, because, like you said, I don't get to do LA very often. I did it on my Instagram, and I got great response because I'm never here. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, yay! So we sold out, which is awesome. I heard you say you got tickets. I need tickets too. So
I'm sure you won't have a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, we are excited. We're just as excited to see, my home base, my people, my family, people, and just everybody come out, the fans, just because I'm never here.
Yeah, it's really going to be a special time. I'm looking forward to it. I have to know, though, because you do still travel and you still perform for so many different people, I believe that art really is one of the best things in life, just because it can impact so many different people. But you, as an artist and as a singer, when you perform, you get to visibly see how your art can impact other people. Tell me how that feels when you're singing and you're watching other people sing your songs right along with you, just all the words. Tell me what that must feel like.
Well, it's a collective energy. When you get up on stage, I'm just as I have the same anxiety you have for seeing me as I have for you seeing me, as I have for seeing you. So once you connect, there's no going back, and you feel it. It's automatic. So I'm very conscious of knowing that they're paying attention to things that I'm not. So, and even when I miss a word, they know that that's not the word. If the key ain't right, that ain't the key. So, you become you are, but then you have to, once you embody everything that's in you, and once that energy is one, it's an incredible feeling.
Wow, you said that so perfectly, because just in different ways, I'm sure people can understand what that must feel like. People who go on stage all the time, they perform different things all of the time. So many people are excited to see you, but I can understand how those nerves can kind of get the best of you as the performer. But you're right. People aren't even looking at any of those things, because people are just going to be in awe. Your fans and your supporters are going to be in awe of watching you. And so, speaking of in awe, and we are celebrating with music and memories the the life of Whitney Houston, who it's her birthday today. She would have been 60 years old today. Whitney Houston is probably one of the most influential people of all time, voice-wise. Powerhouse for sure. And you, Michel'le, are definitely a powerhouse. I'm sure even to this day, as we even listen to you on the phone right now, you have such a unique voice. But when you start singing, that powerhouse voice comes out of you and it exudes. That is just a gift that you've been getting. But I'm sure you get that people are still surprised by that.
It's ironic, but yes. You know, even when I call to extend my bill, they be outsourced and they'll go, do you mind me asking, is this Michel'le? And I go, yes, and I'm late, so do extend me, please. So it is, and I feel blessed, although I believe everyone is blessed in their own space, in their own time. So I don't feel like that's a special thing, but I do feel like I need.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
So it is, and it is still shocking to some people, and other people know. I get stopped every day on the daily, and I love them as much as they love me. So.
Can you tell me a little bit, tell our listeners, who are some of your musical influences? I mean, the way that you came into your rise to fame in the 90s was just something that we all loved and we love to follow along. Who were your musical influences then? And maybe you have some different ones now. The fact that, it's a new day and time, the sounds are different. Who influences you to get back out there?
Well, I mean, we grew up with the Tina Marie's, the Anita Bakers. We grew up with the Angela Winbushes. We grew up with bands, the Commodores, the Gap Band. We grew up with the SOS, the DeBarge, the Switch. We grew up with all the, Parliament. I mean, we grew up with, gosh, I can even go further back than that. I mean, we were listening to Sam Cooke. We grew up with artists, like all the way round artists that usually played an instrument and sang and did their own background and wrote their own. I mean, we really grew up in a time where you had to be creative. You had to be talented and creative. So now music is, you can just throw it together and make it, what you did, which is what rap was great for doing, Rap, you can sample it and right on top get a melody and get some little lyrics and you good to go. So now, I listen to music now. I listen to all types of music. So, I even listen to Bad Bunny. I've really been trying to understand it in English. But I love it, because music is rhythmic. So I listen to all music. I just do.
Okay, yeah. That actually surprised me. You said Bad Bunny, and trust me, many of us we like the beats and all that stuff, but it's hard to understand sometimes.
Yeah, but the rhythmic move of it, you be like, I don't know what he's saying, And then I love Talia. How do you say his name?
Who was that again?
Don Toliver.
Toliver. Don Toliver. Yes.
Yeah, Don Toliver. I love his tone. All the females are always, I completely love tones. I still listen to Jasmine Sullivan's old stuff like it just came out yesterday.
Yes.
So I just completely love all the new sounds of, what everybody is creating for themselves, for the universe to be heard, that voice, that other voice, because at home, we're just us. And then when you put a song out, you're that song, to the people. That's, they go, oh yeah, you sing that, So I love music.
Well, yeah, definitely. I love music too. I like the state of where R&B music is right now. I know a lot of people have things to say about rap music, but you came from a time where everything was just so different. Everything was trained. Everything, like you said, you had to be multifaceted. You had to learn how to really have these gifts and take that into your artistry. I wanted to ask you a quick question. This is based on a conversation that I just had about the beauty standards of like the 90s and 2000s. You are a beautiful woman, and I wonder, that coupled with your talent, obviously, were you around at those times, or did you experience anything or endure anything of like beauty standards back then, and did you fall short of anything? I'm just curious, because nowadays, and we're talking about the artists who are up and coming or who are out right now, they have to be they're under all this scrutiny to sort of adhere to these certain beauty standards of what that looks like for us now. It's all the curves and it's, you know, all the makeup and all of these different things. What did that look like in the 90s and the 2000s, and did you have to come against any of that?
We didn't really have that, and if you even go back to the 60s and the 70s, although the Supremes were absolutely drop dead gorgeous, we still was listening to the music. So I don't fall prey to that because I believe that's always been there. I think that we have technology now. Everything is quicker. You're getting it faster now. So I think that it was because we see it quicker, we getting it faster, it seems like it's a difference, but it's really always been there. You know, the fact that someone is beautiful and they can sing, we said that about Natalie Cole. We said that about Angela Bofield. Beautiful. We still, the same thing, Diana Ross. We still said beauty, it matters. It matters, so it's not nothing new to me. But I just think that the technology now, we get it quick. We get it right now, 15 forms in 5 minutes. So you have so many things to compare this to and that to and that to. We didn't have that back then. We had one Diana Ross, one Angela Bofield, one Anita Baker. You know what I mean? So beauty was that for a long time because the media was slower.
And one Michel'le, okay, that is for a fact.
Well, I mean, I never sold beauty though. I always had to be able to make sure I was a key. So I didn't have that problem. Nobody was always saying, oh, the beautiful Michel'le. That was not. It was Michel'le, the one with the squeaky voice. You know what I mean? So I didn't experience that part of, you know, we just didn't do it. It was, you know, we when Pebbles came out, she was drop dead gorgeous. Give me a break. We just didn't think about it. We didn't make a big deal of it. She was just beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just what it was.
I mean, it's fascinating to hear you say that. It's fascinating because, you know, obviously we all do look at you and see how beautiful you are, but the fact that it just wasn't a thing back then, and it's so prevalent right now in today's times, it's just so interesting, and it's fascinating to have that conversation with you. I have to ask you your thoughts on a conversation that probably took place within the past year or so. The conversation was, is R&B dead? In your thoughts, I mean, I know you've given some of these artists props right now. R&B, you know, the way that we feel is soul, R&B, is that dead to you?
I can't say it's dead because all the music is so fused together. I don't see how it could be dead. You got rap, country, and R&B in one song. You got rap, country, hip hop, and I can even go better. You got house and all in one song. I don't know how it could be dead. It may not be as strong and as popular at the moment, but it's not going anywhere. It can't. It's too driven into the vein of music. I mean, I don't know how you can make a song without saying it has R&B components. I don't know how that could be done, but
okay.
I mean.
Yeah,
the
that's
blues,
a fair point.
I don't see how it can't be. But, I mean, no. Is it as hot right now? No. I can say no. We're listening more to house now, a lot more hip-hop infused things. I even think we're listening to a little bit more country it's crossing over a little bit more. So I just think it's taking a back seat right now, but it'll be back.
Okay. Okay, so back seat for R&B. I know you've mentioned all these, but music itself, obviously, to your point, is not dead. Music is always going to be here, and it's going to evolve, even like R&B is doing. I think that is really what's happening with R&B, that it may not be dead, it's just evolving. And whether you like that or not is you know, that's up to that's your own call, but it is evolving and a lot of us like it. Speaking of R&B or even rap, do you have any plans or would you like to collaborate with anybody in the near future?
Right now, I'm just really focused on another project, so I have no one in mind at the moment, but if I do and when I win, I will definitely shout it to the heavens.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Now, I was going to ask about if you see yourself indulging in a little bit more of reality television or just television as a whole, any biopics or anything like that. I was going to ask you about that.
No, if I did, I would probably be producing as opposed to being in front of the camera.
Okay. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely.
you know, it has been an absolute pleasure having this conversation with you. And I do want people right now, if you are caller number 2, you can get these pair of tickets to this amazing event that's happening tomorrow that Michel'le is performing at. This is the Soul Sets at the park that's happening at the Hollywood Park Casino tomorrow. Doors open at 5 p.m. You can call Andy right now, 1-800-920-1580, and watch her yourself. I know I'm going to be there front row and center watching the performance with Michel'le and Switch. We truly appreciate you and all of your art and everything you've given to music as a whole, Michel'le, and I'm truly looking forward to seeing you tomorrow and meeting you in person.
All right. Thanks for having me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys come out wherever you are. We're going to have so much fun.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night.
All right. You too.
When we come forward, we'll have your Who's Got Next. Oh, and the special word. Do not forget to give the special word to Andy. For those people who are listening, call right now, 1-800-920-1580. Caller number 2. It's all you. When we come forward, we'll get to the rest of it on the other side on the Rob Report.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Lil Ren. Right now, I'm hanging out with Robin on the Rob Report.
You're inside the Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Maisha Cairo here with a quick recap from my time at JP Morgan Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour. There were speakers Ian Dunlap, Damon John, Lynn Richardson, MC Light, Don Kennedy, to name a few. Take a listen to what Justin Grant, Community Development Lead at Chase's Advancing Black Pathway, let's see what he had to say.
So I'm Justin Grant. I lead Community Development and National Park Advancing Black Pathway Strategy. And so we're focused on strengthening the economic foundation of black communities, and we're making targeted investments in programs like the Advancing Black Wealth Tour to help us get our tools and resources out to the community to drive sustained impact over time.
So when it comes to black and brown people, it sounds like Chase is making it their personal responsibility not only to facilitate these events, but to educate and provide resources. So, Mr. Grant, I have to ask, what does wealth building look like for the individual?
It's home ownership. It's having that freedom to be able to start your own business and create jobs in your community. And it's having that long-term plan towards retirement, having that vision for what you want your life to be, and you have the resources to actually live it.
I'm Maisha Cairo. Thanks for sticking around. That was my recap from Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour. First stop was here in LA, and they're taking it national.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, so it seems as though several of you have not heard the word of the day. Okay, because y'all calling, and Andy's following by the rules. He's saying, nope, because you didn't say the word. So now let's just go ahead and do the first caller. The first caller to call Andy right now, because some of you did not hear the word, 1-800-920-1580, you would get a pair of tickets to the Soul Sets at the Park. That's happening tomorrow. You will be watching Michel'le and Switch. And when I tell you, I went last time when Selena Johnson and Karen White and Ella Nicole, they were all performing. It was a vibe. So I'm going to have myself a great time tomorrow as well. I don't even know if that we have time to get to our Who's Got Next. Let's just go ahead and play a little bit of it. This is Alvin Garrett, Till I Get Back to You.
Looking in the mirror of my mind, I can see your arms wrapped around me. I know it's gonna be a long time before I'm back where I wanna be. I've been a little fragile for a while, and I'm trying not to let it break me. I'm all by myself. The only thing that helps is the taste of your sweet memory. I just want you to know you're the reason I will never let go. And I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. Till I get back to you. Till I get back to all of your kisses, get back to all of the things about you. I'll be thinking about you till I get back to you. I'm a needle in a cold stack of hey girl, I'm lost, but I'm counting down the days. I should be a river running straight through your heart, but it seems like I'm running through a maze. The only thing keeping these walls from closing in is a picture of your beautiful face.
Okay, that's the vibe. We like it. Okay, Selena Rick says she likes it. I see y'all calling now. I think we have a winner. Who's our winner? Penny Thompson. Congratulations, Penny Thompson, for winning these tickets. I don't know that you'll be there, but you might know several people who want to go to this. Absolutely. So congratulations to Penny Thompson. All right, let's go ahead and quickly get to what I don't want you to miss. That's happening this weekend. I will be the host of the Reparations United. This is going to be a wonderful event. This is a concert and unity rally happening with all kinds of performers. You've got Eric Benet, Rotimi, and The Game. And you've got council members who will be there. You guys show up. It's in Lamert Park. It's happening this Saturday, and it's going to be lit. I'm so excited to be with you guys as always. It was another great show. Thank you to Michel'le, who I'll be watching perform tomorrow. I'm excited about that as well as watching Switch. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, today and every day forward to be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. 5 members of the white nationalist group Patriot Front are suing a Seattle man who they say leaked their identities online. The lawsuit accused